This episode begins with 3 children going to home after playing basketball game. His parents are looking worried because they are not able to find work and they have nowhere to go. The man suggests that his brother Vic can help them for a while. Right after, he explains to his son that they are going on a trip to Pennsylvania, in the United States. While telling him the words, his heart looks shattered in pieces because once they go there, they will never be back. His son is happy to hear this as well. This is the episode 15 of This Is Us series. We can see an old man who is taking care of his house, talking to his doctor and getting his wife ready like a gentleman. We can see the pure love he has for his wife. He then proceeds to get her some daily exercise, where suddenly a nurse comes by to help her out. She asks if she can help with exercise, but looks like the old man refused to get help. They both go outside, where the old man picks an apple for his wife. He later makes some coffee, answers some calls from his son. Again, it is the practice time for his wife. His son and daughter will see him on Thanksgiving. We are back to the child and father from Mexico. While the father is working hard, the son is an urge to go to washroom and goes inside. He watches the old man, who is the owner of the house. He gives him a baseball and reveals to him that he had met a famous baseball star called Clemente recently. He suggests his father to take him to the game. Boy used to listen to a song on the radio, which represented America as the greatest land of all. We see a guy whose name is Miguel Davis, who is giving interview in a big firm and got selected right away. He goes back to his parents' house, where his parents and friends are celebrating his success. His father is so excited that he liked to drink together. He is getting lesson about saving money from his father, while his mother talks about some girl, who she explains is doing great. When the guy offers his mother the money to take care of them, his father start to scold him and tell him to not forget where he comes from. Seeing this young guy start to scold him back because he was the one who took them to America. Now since he is finally seeing some light out of the darkness, he wants him to struggle. He walks away, out of the frustration and goes to a small club, where there's many people spending great time. There he is met with his friends and finally meets his friend's girlfriend called Rebecca. The guys somehow leave them and suggest them to know each other a bit.
To know each other.
At first it was a bit awkward, but she asked him why does he call people by their names a lot. He explains this is a business tactic and works with most people because they like to be called by their names.
Well, Miguel, I'm not most people.
They enjoy their conversations and have lots of quality time. Their relationship goes well and he becomes her boyfriend, but since she already had 3 children, it does not take too long that it becomes a disaster and he leaves.
Every night
I am not Jack!
Certainly.
It is clear that young boy, old one and this guy all are the same person. One night he wakes up and finds his wife Rebecca is not in the bed and goes outside looking for her. He finds out she is dancing outside in the snow. Miguel looks at her and starts to remember a past memory, where he is telling Rebecca that he will move to Houston.
I got a job offer there a few months back. It's...
He finally reached Houston. He gets a call from some and gets to know that his father is no more. Everyone is happy to meet him. He goes inside to take a look at the place he used to sit and talk. His mother arrives and gives him a warm hug while saying he was proud of him. He is astonished to know that her sister Bobby is still alive and going on. His mother explains that they used to fight a lot, no matter if it's about boys, clothes, and whatnot. She thought that she was faking her disabled condition and it was all for attention. When she turned 24, she realized that she was not faking after all. Miguel explains that he is a little lost at the moment, but his mother knows that he will find his way and find someone who he loves. At night, he is looking at Facebook and come across Rebecca and proceed to text her. Right after he gets a text back from her, we see Miguel and Rebecca as very old. Their whole family gathers and meets up and Miguel leaves for a moment and this makes Rebecca panic, but not for too long.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Miguel.
We see that it started with a Facebook chat and then they called back and forth. She would tell him her stories and he would listen to her with all his attention. They finally meet up for dinner and hugs each other. Both are excited to see each other. He explains how nice it is to see her and he explains to her that he spent the last 8 years figuring out if he made the right decision. He never felt more homesick in his life than leaving her on that porch. Seeing this, she comes to him and they kiss. Later, we see them having romantic time in the bed. Rebecca really wants Miguel to retire and come live with her, but he wonders what to think about all this. As matter of fact, they both feel the same way. They also decide to tell all this to the kids as well. While they were getting ready for the Thanksgiving and telling all her kids that they are together, they both start to kiss each other, which was caught by her kids right after. They later talk about how all this came to this point.
After Tess was born, we hooked up.
Oh,
I don't know why you guys are so surprised.
One of the kid, whose name is Kevin, was not okay with this, while others kind of accepted it. Kevin could not go over this phase and leaves Thanksgiving in sheer anger, while Miguel was looking at his bruise due to slipping in the snow. Kevin sneaks a little and see it and later gets to know about it from the nurse. All her family could not get over this phase and tell Miguel to get a full-time nurse, to which Miguel shout a bit at them while saying that she is his wife. Maybe Miguel took it another way, but Rebecca's son explains to him that they all love him and wants the best for him and their mother.
Now will you let somebody help take care of you now?
When they all insist, he agrees to get a 24-hour nurse. This worked out pretty well. Rebecca's son would come time to time and look after both of them. Miguel would wait for Rebecca to wake up and take care of her every morning. Kevin goes to one of Miguel's son and explains to him that Miguel might not have too long to live. His son still looks pretty upset because of how bad father he used to be. But regardless of that, he later comes by with his children and both the families spend lots of quality time, and it does not take too long that Miguel has served his purpose and left his family behind. Everyone is deeply missing him with all their heart. We see a flashback when Rebecca met Miguel for the first time ever inside a club, and this episode ends here.